Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. Do you know the Vibras?
Because we know the Vibras.
I'm your host, Wanda Don, and I'm with
Michael Carrasco, a.k.a. Mr. Golden.
And on today's episode, as you see in the title, we will be talking about expectations versus reality.
Yep.
But before we get into that, let's start it off with the quote of the day, and let's hear it.
So today's quote comes from Eleanor Roosevelt. She was a former first lady. And so the quote says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams."
What made you choose that?
So I feel like sometimes when we have a dream, we want to accomplish something, we expect it to go a certain way, but it's the complete opposite. So what he's saying, at least to me, what he's trying to say is, although it takes you to unexpected turns, twists, and stuff like that, just keep believing on the purpose of why you dream of that thing or you want to accomplish that thing. That's how I see it.
Okay. Well, I like that, and you explained it pretty well for everyone. So let's continue on with today's episode. So we chose this not because, much is going on that, brought this to this attention, but we feel like it's a general conversation that a lot of people, see. If it's in commercials or say scrolling down your timeline, and we just decided to talk about it. So first things first, what do you think expectations versus reality means, in the sense where, what is your definition of the debate?
The debate. So for me, expectations are things that we think are going to happen, how we pretty much vision certain things to happen. Like, let's say if I'm going on a trip, I'm expecting it to go a certain way. I vision it to go a certain way. And then reality will be what actually happens.
What actually happens, correct.
Yeah, how about for you?
I feel the same way. I believe that an expectation is something that, you kind of envision before. Like, say, for instance, something's proposed to you. Mm-hmm. You kind of envision that, like, before you actually see it. So, say, for instance, someone say, "Oh, I'm getting these new pair of shoes." You're expecting, and he's telling you the color, so you're expecting them to look a certain way, and then when you see them, you probably they look different in person. That's what some people be like, "Oh, they look different in person," or "They look better in person." You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so that's where the reality kind of comes into place. But I did want to touch on the main point of the debate, which would be, I feel like a lot of the reasoning behind this is that society portrays, and like, puts in your mind something already that you expect. So, for instance,
like a certain image.
Yeah, certain image. And I feel like commercials are a huge part. The infamous restaurants that, they have certain commercials that, you expect food to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like burgers and stuff, they're real high and glossy. And
well, when you see them, it's all...
Yeah, so that's a huge one. I feel like that's one
that is a huge one. Especially with like the fast food restaurants. Like if you're looking at like McDonald's, Burger King, not bashing you guys in any ways, but when you see the burgers in the commercial, you see the bun nice and fluff, nice thick piece of patty. But when you have it in person, it's
the complete opposite.
Yeah, the bread is like all mushed down.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. And that's a part of the process of the reality. I mean, a lot of people expect things not because they expect it just because they see that that's what you're feeding them. Like,
exactly.
That's what so that's where these companies kind of, encountered this debate. I also wanted to mention that I feel like a lot of celebrities and of these big time figures are part of the reason that some people are misled. For instance, some of these celebrities promote certain things. Say, for instance, athlete promotes a certain like football cleat or basketball shoe, and the people are expecting to, like, maybe kids, but certain adults expect to play like these athletes if they buy that product. But then in reality, they see it's just a regular.
It's that whole thing. It's if I wear a pair of Jordans, I'm going to play like Mike.
Right. That's what I'm
type of
getting
thing.
to.
Or if I wear some LeBrons, I'm gonna have hops like LeBrons type of
Right,
thing.
right. And this just goes with also like with, say for instance, females. Like if there's a certain makeup, piece or a certain like hair color, they see it on a celebrity a certain way, and then when they try to put it on themselves, it doesn't,
It looks
match up
different.
to
Yeah,
what they.
right.
So that's where I wanted to get to.
Yeah, and I feel like expectations versus realities can go a lot of different ways. It can go, simple things like everyday life as well.
Yeah.
Especially, the whole work from home environment as well. Like everybody thought it would be, okay, I can get up at the same time, you know, I can get stuff done before I actually have to start work. But
Right.
it's a complete opposite. You realize that you're at home, you don't have to wake up as early.
Mm-hmm.
So you still kind of like in the same what do you call it, position that you were versus working from the office.
Right. Nah, and also with online learning, a lot of people expected it to be a certain way. I mean, when I was in, I expected it to be hard, because it was something
Right.
new, but it,
Right.
it ended up being easy, in my opinion. But that's what
Yeah.
happens with a lot of things. You expect certain things to be a certain way, and then when you're actually in it, you could see for yourself how it actually is. One thing
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention was I feel like expectations also stem from, like we mentioned earlier, social media. If you go scroll down your timeline, you see a lot of people posting a lot of things, celebrating graduation, celebrating marriages,
Right. Yeah.
celebrating baby showers, and you already have that in your mind that whenever you get to that point,
It's
you
gonna
g-
be like exactly like that.
well you have to post it, or you expect it to be the same way.
The same way.
So that's where this kind of could be a bad thing, where if you don't, if it doesn't lead up to your expectations, certain moments in your life, then you'll feel let down,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that's thanks to social media.
Yeah, I feel like social media definitely has a big role to play in that. Um, let's. I'm gonna use myself as an example. When I started my first business, I was expecting it to be, because I was seeing all these people in social media running successful clothing brands and all this stuff. Like they were all, and I was watching these quote unquote gurus
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, all you have to do is post on social media, and you'll start getting traffic towards it." I did exactly like I was expecting a result, but that didn't happen. So
Right.
it's
No,
a
well,
little deeper than that.
something similar to that. Well, it's kind of, what you're saying there is that, say, for instance, a lot of people say, music artists or young entrepreneurs,
Right.
they see these successful people and figures and just see the success and don't see the process of
The
it.
process of it,
So
yeah.
they be like, oh, I want to be, say, for instance, I want to own my own business, but they don't they expect it to be instant success instead of
Exactly.
expecting the true grind behind it.
It's like,
So that's what the
with
expectation.
YouTube, like a lot of people, at the beginning of it started their channels so they were able to gain massive following and make millions off of it. And now you see, all the younger kids that want to start doing that, but it's now it's a little harder to do. So they're expecting it to be like a smooth ride, just posting consistently and putting out good content, but it's a little deeper than that.
Yeah. Well, now, especially now with there being so much, I wouldn't say competition, but so much more content creators.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
saturation.
Yeah, a lot of saturation.
in
So
their
that's
space.
that's the one part of the process that a lot of people wouldn't see, is that they think, oh, I'm just gonna post a video, I'm gonna post this song, I'm gonna post my product, and it's just gonna take off. But in reality, like there we go. The reality of it is that
Yeah, put in the work.
you got to put in the
honestly.
work. So that's where expectation versus reality becomes a topic, because a lot of people expect certain things to be easier, and
Mm-hmm.
just expect that things are going to be consumed just because they put it out there. But
Yeah,
in reality, you have to promote it.
you have to promote it
You have to, like you say, create traffic and
Yeah.
things like that. So
and target your right audience. Of course.
right,
Yeah, that's the main thing with anything business.
find your niche.
Find a niche. Yes. Yes. I feel like that was for me when I started like this whole entrepreneur I guess lifestyle and trying to, grow social media and all that. I think that was the thing that I didn't really understand at first. So that's why I was kind of lost. Yes, I got to a point where I hit 10K.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that when I got hacked and all that. But yeah, I feel like niching down, especially when it comes to if you're trying to be a creator, entrepreneur, finding a niche that you like and are passionate about. I feel like that's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely passionate. Like find something that you enjoy doing. Because like I said, you only see like on social media, you're seeing successful people, but you don't. That doesn't mean you're gonna be successful and be happy, so,
Yeah,
like they are,
yeah,
because you're forcing yourself into a situation just because you see someone else,
right. Yeah, like
successful off of it.
on social media, you only see the results. You don't see the journey to get to that.
Yeah, facts. The process.
The whole process. You know, the baking of the success.
Yeah.
To make it a little more funny.
Right. Nah. Yeah.
yeah.
Facts. What do you think? It's like what would you say is like how do you find that niche? Like how do you find what you truly love to do? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Yeah. So, for example,
say for instance, someone that doesn't have resources, how would they find it?
so I mean, just figure out what you like. Like for me, when I started my clothing brand, I'm into streetwear, loungewear. So if you see me, I'm mainly wearing like either something extremely simple, but it's still like that streetwear aspect of it. So for my business, I was like, okay, this is what I like, and I also like simplicity. So I mixed the two together. And my niche is streetwear and what do you call it? I forgot the word. Just a term for it, and like simplistic clothing.
Right.
On there, it's another word, but I can't think of it right now. So that's how you niche down. Now let's say
Yeah, but apart from business,
like in general, let's say if
Yeah.
you like want to be like a social media influencer or
yeah,
something like that.
how does someone find their true calling? Like I feel like it's hard if you don't, try things. So I feel like the biggest part would have to be,
definitely try different things that you enjoy doing, and then see what you are more passionate
but
about.
go in without expectations.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Also like in jobs, like say, regular, a regular job that you, sign up for or, try to get, like, don't have high expectations in a way, because then if and it's a good job, then if you go in with high expectations and it doesn't lead up to what you're gonna get a different like interpretation, or you're gonna get a bad vibe from it, and then I want to continue. So that's why I feel like having high expectations and certain jobs or things like that is not good in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely hold yourself to a higher standard in a way when you are applying to certain jobs.
Yeah, no,
Like,
100%.
Don't try, like, for instance, where I'm trying to get to is high expectations. What I'm saying is like a job that's stress free, like the perfect job. Don't try to have that mentality going into a job. And also, like, I know you probably been through it. I've been through it. Anybody who has been new to a job has been through it. It's like, when you go into you're the new person on campus, say for instance, you see everyone in like cliques and shit like that. Don't really feel bothered about it, because it happens. And then when slowly and surely you're gonna be like smooth, like easing your way into the job and stuff like that. Like I feel a lot of people feel like as a like an outsider.
Like an outsider, yeah.
And feel like everyone's outlier. But that's what I'm saying. Like, don't have an expectation for everything to be smooth, because then you're gonna feel like let down when you are in the job and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's like, reference, bringing it back to what you said about like if you're being the new kid on campus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're freshman year.
Yeah.
Like you're nervous, but you have the expectation that it's gonna be fun. You're gonna meet a ton of people, but in reality, is you do meet a lot of people, but you start finding your way into like this little group of people where you just like those are the people that you hang out throughout the whole time you're there.
Right. But I feel like the worst thing people could do, say in college or in trying to get jobs, is ask people, what to expect.
Yeah.
Because I mean, most of the time they're not gonna tell you the truth.
Oh no. It
depends. They might, but like the stuff that you shouldn't know, they wouldn't tell you.
Exactly.
So I feel like don't ask.
They're gonna tell you the positive
Right,
of the job
right.
or the positive of the campus. They're not gonna tell you, the little issues that the campus has, that the
Exactly.
job has,
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's where the debate is coming into, fruition, where I feel like people go into a lot of situations with very high expectations, and I feel like that's the worst thing you can do, man.
It is. It really is. It really is. Like for me, I try not to set any expectations when I do something.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go into it with like an open mind, like anything can happen. It could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. That's how I look at it, and I feel like that really helped me. You know, let's say if I'm trying to do when I do media work, I want to try like different shots that I've never done. I go with it with an open mind and just try to. I don't try to mimic what other people do, but like add my own little twist to it, and I feel that helps me being more creative when it comes to my film stuff.
Right. No, that's things you need to keep being innovative and creative. I mean, I feel like those are essential things. I wanted to ask also, how do you feel
Yeah.
about expectations? Like people have certain expectations in relationships. Like for instance, feel like movies and other relationships that people see that are going good.
Right.
What do you think? Like, do you think people should not expect their relationship to be? Because I feel like every relationship goes through, ups and downs, but people
Yeah, hundred
expect them
percent.
to be perfect. So you think, like you being in a relationship, do you think people should have expectations for a relationship to be going smoothly and perfect 100% of the time? Or do you think it should be a realist and see the reality of the
So
relationship?
this how I see it. A relationship without, let's say, without any down moments is not a real relationship. Because when you go through those ups and downs, that's when you really start appreciating that person. You start
Right.
really, creating that stronger bond between the two of y'all. So if you tell me that you and your girl or you and your man's never getting in an argument, you guys, I'm sorry, but it may not last long.
Yeah.
It may, but like I said, like
Do
you
you
were
think?
saying.
Do you think maybe a relationship without? See, this is it's kind of
So there should be expectation to some extent. Like I expect you not to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? There's expectation to certain extent. Now, when it comes to being 100% like, what do you say, perfect relationship, that's where I wouldn't set that expectation.
Do perfect relationships exist?
Uh,
Like I feel like it's
I mean,
unlikely. It
honestly,
might be. It might be.
every
Yeah.
relationship is perfect in their own way.
Right. Wow. Good point.
It just depends how you see it. Like an outsider won't expect, won't have the same view of it from the people in the relationship.
Right. I feel
That's how
like,
I see it.
but yeah. Well, like my question is though, is like, is there a way that there's a relationship that could be successful and 100% doing good without like problems? Like is there would you think that would be able to exist? Like I feel like there's always going to be a problem from
That there always gonna be little problems. Now, I feel like it goes into how big the problem
I
is.
feel like it's part of the relationship
It's
process.
part, yeah. It's really is part of the relationship
'Cause, I
process.
mean, there's gonna be some time that someone's not gonna like something that you say, something
And
that
then
you
that you
do.
do
Yeah, so
exactly.
I feel like that's where it would become a thing. But like I say, social media is the reason that the problems are because social media is the reason behind you to expect the relationship to be this way. You expect like a lot of women. This is one thing that have noticed with this generation. A lot of women expect to be posted on social media. Men as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Be included in your bio, tagged. It's a lot of things, and
It's
that's
a lot of
that's what
things.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like the expectation when you're in a relationship now in this time is to have your relationship on social media, and I feel like the reality should be different.
yeah, yeah. Like this, me. Me and my girl, we probably post each other like once a month. And it's just because for me, I appreciate privacy when it comes to my relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'll post her, if we're going out, we take a nice picture together, we'll post it. But as far as that, it's like the war, like everybody else doesn't really need to see what's happening, Like if I get her a gift, I don't have to post
That's
that.
that's what I'm saying. But like that's what I'm saying. Social media, like the relationships, people in relationships they feel like they have to post everything that like goes on in their relationship.
Like,
and I feel like that's where the relationship, goes like down the bad road, and it becomes toxic because if the one time you don't post something, it could be, oh, why didn't you post me, or why did you, you know what I'm saying, or certain people 100%. Could be. There's always gonna be outsiders and third parties that wanna ruin a relationship. So I feel like when they feel like there's an opportunity to capitalize based off, say for instance, they see a picture of you and someone else, they're gonna send it to that other person, or it's just a lot of things where social media has become a bad factor in relationships, and I feel like they really I mean I can't say social media is a bad thing because obviously we're all on it, but I do feel as if the expectation and the reality is two complete different things, because
100%.
A lot of the people that are on social media just see the bright and the good
things,
parts. The good parts of your relationship, but the reality is a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like there's always say for instance YouTube couples and things like that post, oh, we just bought a new car, we just bought a new house, we just had a baby, and it's like, wow, they're great and perfect, but in reality, they probably could be going through so much.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. So like, if you look at like a couple on social media, don't automatically assume that everything's good. Like even it goes even if you see somebody doing well on social media, don't think that's like what their life is like perfect. There's always little things in the back end. Like I said, we only post the positive things on social media.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Right. Well, no one want to post their negatives. But
exactly.
I feel like people only post positives and when they seek help on social media, mm-hmm. or when they need something from someone. But sometimes I feel like, well, it's also private. You don't want everybody to know what you're going through. But if that's the case, don't post it good then.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, social media is supposed. Then. Yeah, it is a little one-sided. I do agree on that, but I feel like social media is used as a way to like, I guess, like show what we're going through, like the experiences that we have.
Yeah.
So that's why social media is mainly like the good things of life. Now, I feel like people can use it a little bit different. Not necessarily say stop posting the good things, start posting bad, the negatives of your life on social media. But the main thing is people should stop expecting, the life. Let's say if you see successful, like let's say like Elon Musk social media, being all happy, celebrating and all that. Don't look at their life and expect, let's say if you start your own business or something like that, don't expect your life to be exactly like that. Now, if you see a couple, don't expect your relationship to be just like theirs.
Correct.
Because everybody goes through a different journey and everybody's results are going to be different.
100%. And that's where I feel like people like stop living, like it's like people are living two lives, their own and mm-hmm. someone else. You know what I'm saying? On social media, mm-hmm. like you're worried about what someone else is doing, and that shouldn't be the case. Like, don't lurk on someone's page. Don't, see what's next for them. Like, be so anxious because, like, I feel like a lot of, fans or people get too attached to certain celebrities in a way where
they do. Yeah.
If, like, they're living that person's life with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone, posts that they're going through something, that fan's going to feel down
feel
as well.
The same, yeah.
Like, it should never get to that point where there's an emotional like attachment. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what social media has created, this fusion, bro, with fans.
I mean, it's good to some extent because it unites us a little more. Fans are able to actually interact.
Yeah, but say social media doesn't exist. Like say they just revoke that person's social media, then that fan will be suffering. You know what I'm saying? When they don't have like, cause say they probably have like an algorithm, in the day, like they wake up, they do this, then they go and check that person's Instagram out, see what they did today. Mm-hmm. But when that's removed from your daily life, I feel like that person then is gonna be mentally
it's like
unstable.
Avoiding your routine. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. A lot of people need to stop, not stop, but like stop getting so attached, like to an extent where you're living that other person's life with them.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, That's what I feel about it. But
No, I feel I like that point of view. I really do. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
But
but
another one. No, go ahead.
go ahead. I'll let you go since you're already flowing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. So my biggest one that I wanted to talk about is the expectation of marriage. I feel like a lot of people have a big expectation that once you put the ring on a finger, the relationship is supposed to boost out of the world and be 1,000 times better. No, just because you place something on someone's ring or finger doesn't mean that they're just gonna magically, be, a whole nother person and be more attached
Mhm.
to you and be, more in love with you. I feel like it should never get to that point where, something that's material should change or better your relationship. That's what I feel like.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not the one to judge because I don't know. Maybe you got to feel that, It's just society has implemented this, and yet, well, not society. I feel like it's been like in the rule book. Like marriage has been a thing for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I never been in marriage, so like I never been really
There's
married.
probably a big feeling behind it. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just that finally you guys uniting in the name of law with the Lord, like you guys being one person. But the ring, like for me, in the garage, you're talking about it the other day. The ring just means like our commitment to each other. You shouldn't expect like things do change. I feel like things will definitely change when you're married. Like now you have to file taxes together, stuff like that.
Damn.
But I feel like the relationship still stays the same. It's just now you guys are attached to each other in some sense. You know what I'm saying?
So there's an attachment factor behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel
just
like a lot of people. This is just me from the outside looking in. I feel like a lot of people expect the relationship to be better after marriage. Like it has. I feel like that's where people picture the perfect relationship.
Mhm.
Now that I gave you a ring, now that we made this commitment, you have to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it can invoke more commitment. Like I'm willing to say yes, I do. I'm fully committed to you. So I feel like that's where it comes from. Because once you say yes, I do, get the ring and all that, your commitment now is a bigger commitment to that person. It's not just dating anymore or just being engaged. It's a bigger commitment.
Right.
And I feel, yeah.
But I feel like the expectation versus reality debate is like a big reason on this because, for instance, a lot of people see marriages, go to weddings, this and that, and they're like, I want my wedding to be this way, I want my wedding to be that way. And also, they don't know the process behind it, like, planning, wedding planners, and all this extra stuff. Also, the headaches, a lot of money being spent. So definitely consider all of that before you get married. It's a lot of money and honeymoon and all of that. People, that's what I'm saying. The expectation is to have that whole
that perfect wedding.
well, the process and everything, and have a honeymoon and a nice island. It's just like it's already like created for you to think that way.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that's what we see on TV. Like let's say like a show, couple in the show gets married, they have like this luxurious, glamorous wedding. Then after that, they go to this luxurious resort, and I feel that's why we already from young age. That's why we're expecting. Once we get there, get married, go to the honeymoon. I feel like that's what we already expect.
Yeah.
But in reality, what you should do is instead of living based off that expectation that you were already set on there, I feel like people should create their own way, like find ways to make their wedding day special and not just make it a thing for everybody else. Just make it about you and your significant other. Same thing with the honeymoon. It's not all about, oh, I spent 20 racks on our honeymoon. I took her here and there. It's not all about spending money. It's all about creating like a special moment in your life with your significant other, the person that you agree to spend the rest of your life with.
Right. Well, that's where I wanted to say where people they're doing it. A lot of people don't do it for the love themselves. A lot of people do it for the people that are gonna be invited to see that that relationship is great. You know what I'm saying? The venue, honeymoon. Oh, I'm taking her to this island. Like, people just like there's a lot of people that live with the excitement from someone telling them that wow, you look like you're doing great, or
Right.
wow, you guys enjoy your vacation on that island. I wish I could go one day. Like
Right.
people live with that, like they love and they like get like fueled by people that tell them like certain things like that like fill their head up with like a lot of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Like
Compliments.
yeah, like compliments. People just a lot of people live for like other compliments, and without those,
Yeah.
they feel like weaker in a way
Yeah.
because they feel like, say for instance, you put all this money into a venue, put all this money into a dress, and nobody compliments it, then it's like a stab in your heart.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
No, I agree
I
100%.
feel that's why a lot of people expectations of all these things are way too high, and I just feel like if everyone could just have mellow expectations, and then when the reality hits, if the reality is great, then you could
Right. Yeah.
see the results, the good results from it.
And now, since we're in the topic, what's the ideal wedding for you? How will you once you get there? How will you wedding?
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I'm not anti-wedding. I'm not anti-marriage. I just have to be in that situation. If soulmates do exist,
They
if I
do.
do have a soulmate, then maybe I can talk about weddings and consider it. But like I said, I don't want to expect and plan and say something that I'm not gonna, have
Gotcha.
or will have. I wouldn't say I will never get married. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm in love and I'll, get to that point where I want to make that commitment. But as of now, I don't really see the reasoning behind it.
It's not enough. What do you call it?
Foreseeable future.
Foreseeable. There you go.
Nah, like I said, I'm not counting it out. I'm just saying that
You
right
don't want
now,
to plan for it now
Yeah.
because you're not really.
yeah,
No, you're not in that situation.
not in the situation, and also just
100% respectable, man.
like the expectations that people have of I don't want to,
Right.
and also like fucking all these millionaires that get married and then get divorces and
Lose
they
half
lose
their
all
money.
that money. Yeah, that's one of the main
Prenup.
reasons. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the main reasons. But what about? I mean, since you brought it up, what's your idea?
For me, I don't want to get too far ahead, but once that line gets crossed, for me honestly, I want to I don't want a huge wedding for me because I'm not doing it just for the people that are coming. I'm doing it just for me and the lady.
That's what I'm telling you. A lot of people do it for people that are coming.
Yeah.
More they shy away from the origin of the wedding and just.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we making this fucking relationship 101, but I feel like that's one of the bigger expectations in reality scenarios.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching this movie, Tom and Jerry. Life actually, great movie. So in there, like the whole thing was like this couple was getting married, and Tom and Jerry chasing each other, causing chaos everywhere. But the groom, was actually doing all this extra thing just to impress her father. And by the end of the day, what you wanted was like a small wedding. Use couple friends, couple family members, and use something that would be special for them, not for everybody else.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like that's
Cool. Well,
yeah. Good movie. Go watch it.
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Go watch that, guys.
HBO Max,
But,
send the check.
Guys, let us know any expectations versus reality that you may have with any of the ones that we mentioned, or if you have any of your own, comment down below. Please comment, guys, and share and like.
Share,
and put that notification bell on, please.
Yeah. So before we cut it out, it's episode 29,
Yep.
man. How you feeling? This been 29 weeks that we've been doing this consistently. Never missed a day. How you feeling? How you feeling about everything? The whole process. Do you have any expectations coming in?
So we're gonna leave a lot of that for the next episode because we wanna that one is gonna be surrounding all of our expectations that came for the podcast and our future plans. Be on the lookout for that. But I would say 29 episodes, 29 weeks. It doesn't feel that long. It didn't feel that long.
It didn't. No.
It actually felt like we just started. Actually. But,
Yeah.
like you say, in all the episodes, we have improved a lot of the quality, lights. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm
Right
not
now,
squinting because I'm trying hard not to, but it's a lot
Well,
of lights in here.
yeah.
I don't know, just good vibes. Everything, the confidence has improved. If you guys go and watch episode 1 to now, you would see the
big
difference.
Yeah.
I would say I'm really like blessed and proud that we have been able to do 29 episodes and it be 29 different like topics or like genres, like where not much of them have much relevance to each other in a way, but
Yeah.
they all are very informative. Some are very, comical, entertaining. You just got to go find the one you like. I mean, there's some for college students, there's some for people that like conspiracies, there's some for sports, there's some for music. It's a little bit of everything. That's why
Little
when
bit of
people
everything,
ask us, what is your podcast? So I'm like, literally everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe one day we're gonna have, like we were talking about, that
More
niche.
down. Yeah.
But as of now, we're just trying everything, man, and just talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, just having a conversation. At the end of the day, it's just us having a conversation. The only difference that we have a camera in front of us,
right.
and I feel that's why a lot of people that watch us like really relate to us, because it's not always we do have like a main idea of what we want to talk about, but we don't like script it down. This is us having a regular conversation.
Yeah, like so many people. I'm telling you, man. Like everyone literally tells me, they're like, "Do you guys script it?" I'm like, no. Like I'll be like, I told you before we even started podding. Like I told you that I wanted everything to be organic, because that way the conversation just sounds more,
Natural. It's a natural conversation. That's all it is.
right. Like there's points where you're talking and I'm just here thinking about what's next. Like
Yeah.
so that's where the natural part of it comes from, and it's a challenge. It challenges you to become more creative, and that's where I'm. I love that part of it. Like it makes me, think something on the spot that has relevance to what we're talking about, and I'd rather do that than read off something, and it feels like we're cheating and not giving you guys an actual good conversation. So that's how it's always going to be. Like I said, we're not counting on anything. Maybe one day we will have to go that way and be scripted. I don't know, but as of now, we're going to continue doing
the Vibras news.
Yeah. A lot of big plans, man. So you guys be on the
man.
lookout. So one more episode away till the end of season 1. Let us know which one was your favorite episode. Which one you enjoyed the most and why.
Yeah, and also let us know for season 2 what do you want to hear from us. Is there anything specific that you want to touch down on? Anything that you wish we'd hit on, but we didn't.
Things that we can improve on.
And just let us know what's your favorite thing about us that makes you come back each week and watch every single episode.
Right. And for those who are here listening or watching towards the end, make sure to follow us on social media. The Vibras, YKTVIBRAS. That's on every platform. Here shortly, we will be posting things on there, about certain collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
Not that maybe they will be on this podcast, but we are looking to venture out to other states and cities and collabing with other podcasting shows and other podcasters. So to be aware of that and also be informed of that, make sure you follow us on those so you could get the links to the people we do visit. Yeah. And if you are a podcaster and you want to collab, let us know. So
let us know. Yeah.
Yep. So thank you guys for listening to today's episode. It was a little bit, different, controversial, here, two different topics colliding. But I feel like it is important that you guys, do have a mellow expectation going into a lot of things in life. That way you don't feel let down.
Yeah, you always have an open mind to many results.
Open mind, 100%. So make sure you like and comment on this video, subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell, and always remember to subscribe
and let's vibe.
Peace.
And leave a review.